And I don't know what it is about Boston, guys, but Bill Burr is the voice of Boston and America. He's common sense. He's smart. He's a great comedian. He was just in The King of Staten Island. It's now available on digital Blu-ray, and he is joining us via the Cowherd Global Satellite Network. So let's start with that. What is it about Boston guys and Dana White and Simmons?
Can we start by saying I am not the voice of Boston?
Okay.
I grew up in the suburbs. I'm not as tough as the guys, at least the Boston I remember. I don't know what Boston's like now. I left like 25 years ago. So
yeah.
I am the voice of safe suburban, the safe suburbs.
Okay.
South of Boston.
Okay, that's fair enough. So Joy has the first question because you're in this movie, and Joy has a question for you. I have not seen it yet. My daughter has. Joy has. So what's the question?
So, Bill, we have a lot of hair conversations on this show, and you have a pretty glorious mustache in this movie, which is very funny, by the way. Did you grow that? Because that would be very impressive. Or is this a?
Yes, I did.
You grew that mustache.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't shave for a couple of months. Judd Apatow, the great Judd Apatow, said, "All right, what are we gonna do? You're playing a firefighter. You know, what I learned on the movies, you can't have a beard when you're a firefighter because it's you need the seal for the mask. So we were trying to think, grow the hair out a little bit, do the horseshoe thing. I was like, so then I just said, listen, I think the shaved head's gonna look cool. Because I saw what the other people looked like. They all had hair. It'd be something different. And then just grew a beard. And hair and makeup sort of were like, what kind of mustache do you want? And I go, all right, I think this guy's probably like an old school guy. So we'll have like more of no firemen really have a mustache. I don't think like that. So it was a little ridiculous. It was a compliment.
By the way, another Boston guy is Dennis Leary. He's another guy with an edge. These guys are all quick. They're now. Let me ask you this: as a Boston.
Yeah, now Dennis is from real Boston. He's from Charlestown.
Yeah, the fighters.
Which I'm sure is now like all condos and stuff like that. But back in the day, it was like all bank robbers and Dennis and Tony V.
So, as a Boston guy, if Brady goes to Tampa and wins a Super Bowl, would you be bitter?
I absolutely love this question. Because every non-Patriots fan has been asking me this, and I can just really see how much this guy has broken your hearts. It's really a testament to how great he is. I absolutely would not be brokenhearted. He put us on the map. We were a joke. I can't say a total joke because we had Drew Bledsoe and Bill Parcells before then, but we used to play. It looked like a high school football stadium, aluminum seats. He took us to 9 and we won 6. You can't complain. And what I love is if he wins in Tampa, he'll do what a lot of great quarterbacks have never been able to do, is go to that next team. Joe Namath with the Rams, Johnny Unitas with Chicago, and on and on and on. I'm sorry, with San Diego. If he does this, I think it would be a great thing because I know he's a huge fan of Joe Montana, and Joe Montana went to Kansas City, immediately made them a playoff team, but wasn't able to get them a championship. And if he wins it, I just want to know, what is Jim Irsay and the Colts going to say? How are they going to say he underhandedly beat him this time? So I would absolutely love it. Of course, I'm rooting for the Patriots, but if the Patriots don't make it with Cam Newton, which I think we got as good a chance as anybody, I would love to see Tom Brady go up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, sort of the next guy who's already arrived with his title. I would love to see that matchup. I mean, I think that would be an incredible Super Bowl. But I am not bitter at all. In the last 20 years, I got to see all 4 of my sports teams win a championship. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I would have thought I would see the Red Sox win a World Series before I ever saw the Patriots win a Super Bowl. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't even feel like we were even in the league. We just, we just had guys on work release from prison, plowing the field to give us a field goal. Our fans took the goalpost out of the stadium and got electrocuted on some wires. Somebody stabbed a police horse. We were like banned from Monday Night Football. The razor blade guy buys our team, and then somebody takes their towel off in front of a woman reporter. We were a joke. It was like it was an S show. Until obviously Parcells and Drew Bledsoe. I'm not trying to discredit what they did, but ever since Bob Kraft, I would say this: the three greatest coaching hires ever. Parcells to Pete Carroll to Bill Belichick. I don't know how you top that.
You know, it's funny because there's always a saying in New England, in Bill we trust. And Bill got a system and he's tough and he would call out Brady. And it's funny because you're an artist, you're a comedian, you're an actor. You need freedom.
Stretching it there. I'll go with that though, but all right.
But you need, Judd Apatow's super smart, but Judd gives you the ability and the freedom to kind of, see your way through perhaps what you're doing. Belichick doesn't give you.
He saw the Matt Castle that I was, and he built the offense around me.
But if Tom left Belichick, and there was this sense that Belichick wore his ass out, he was exhausted from it. If you had to pick,
oh my God, are you going to go Real Housewives on me here?
Well, I'm saying
you weren't in the locker room. You don't know what happened. Who did you talk to?
I'm American.
Some other guy who never played professional sports by the water cooler. You don't know what happened. How about this? How about Tom did everything he could to make the team win? He was constantly deferring money so we could get better players. He's at the end. How about he goes to the sunshine, doesn't deal with the winter at state taxes? He gave us 6. I mean, anybody who's upset with that move, you're just a miserable person.
Let me ask you this, though. If I said...
Yeah, come up with another, I don't know what the hell, Real Housewives reason... You know what I heard? He told me he had to pull up his socks. Tom didn't like that.
You're talking to America's honesty broker. I got a lot of sources, okay? So.
Oh, yeah. I always love when somebody tells me how honest they are. You going to sell me a car now, Colin?
If Belichick or Brady, only one can win a Super Bowl next 5 years, who would you choose? Where's your loyalty?
I'll tell you, this is how much I love both of them. That's tough. I wouldn't want to that's like Sophie's Choice. I want Tom to win so bad. I just want to hear how the Colts are going to cry on this one. And all of you guys in sports media, the way you backed out, the way you guys backed all their ridiculous complaining over the years is really shameful. But I also understand that it's a symptom of having a 24-hour news network now. You got to have something to talk about. But to be honest with you, I don't care. I think I would have cared before this pandemic, but at this point, I mean, I'm just happy sports are back. I'd like to see. Obviously, I want to see both of them win again and prove to everybody who said that the ridiculous statements that Tom, he's a systems quarterback, he can plug anybody in, and people who just are constantly trying to come at Belichick because they can't figure out what he's doing, saying all kinds of horrible things about him. I hope they both, I hope Tom wins one this year, we won next year. And then I just want to hear what all these just babies, these whiners are going to say. I got to tell you, all those years when Dan Marino's with the Dolphins and they would kick our ass down the Orange Bowl, they would always beat us. Like, I never said anything bad about I love Dan Marino. The guy, I love Derek Jeter. All of those guys broke my sports heart 1,000 times, but I would never sit there and talk negatively about them that they were doing something underhanded. It's like they beat you. You lost by 35.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, that's true. So now that you're doing movies and you're a comedian and now you act, and you had a great. We talked during the break. This is smart because I'm not much of an actor guy, although I love movies. And I said, how do you act?
I don't like football, but I love football. All right.
How do you act? Tell me the answer you gave me because I thought this was a really good answer. I said, how do you fake it? How do you pretend after being authentic on a stage for 30 years?
Well, thank you for giving me the nod that I haven't been full of S when I've been on stage. But no, it's just all I learned from watching a guy, Jeffrey Tambor, is the guy I learned the most from on how to do comedy, where I would watch him on Larry Sanders. What made it funny was he wasn't trying to be funny. He just believed everything that he was saying. And that show was on at the same time I'd first gone down to New York. And I remember walking up the street on the Upper East Side, and I saw this beginning of a bar fight spilled out onto the street. And there was these two guys squaring off, and I could tell that neither one of them wanted to fight. But neither one could back down because all their friends were watching. So they were terrified. But because I had no skin in the game, when I watched it, it was hilarious to me. But neither one of them were trying to be funny. But they're trying to be like tough when they were actually scared, made it funny. And I remember it finally what Jeffrey Tambor was doing clicked to me when he would be upset on the show about his character not getting the respect he felt he deserved and being this second banana and sort of treated like this buffoon, not only by the public, but by the guys that he worked with. What made it funny was that he cared. He wasn't trying to be funny. He really just wanted to have this respect. And there's this great scene one time when he's yelling at Larry Sanders, and Rip Torn is actually listening on the answering machine. And the look of pain on his face when he discovers that as he's pouring his heart out to Larry Sanders, that he's still a joke, was absolute. It was hilarious and heartbreaking all at the same time. So I feel like that's what I learned, and that's what I'm trying to do.
It's such a smart answer, isn't it? It's a really good answer.
Every once in a while, I get lucky, Colin.
So when's the last time you did a stand-up act? Because you can't go inside anymore. When's the last time?
March 10th. I opened for, I did a show with Dean Del Rey, great comic and former frontman for a rock band. And he loves Bon Scott, has like a tattoo of him, killer tattoo right on his side. And he did it was like 40 years since Bon Scott had passed. So he put together this comedy and tribute to Bon Scott AC/DC show. So me, Dean Del Rey, and Mark Maron, going back, I forget who else was on the show. We did stand-up first, and then a band came out with all these heavy hitters like Steve Gorman, Brad Wilk. Of course, I'm naming all the drummers. I'm a drum geek. Just all these amazing players. And we had like the greatest night ever, and then it was just over. I can't wait to get back on stage, though. I can tell you that.
King of Staten Island available, digital, Blu-ray, DVD, August 25th. So you don't like being called, what did I call you? You're the everyman of Boston, and you were offended by that because you grew up in the burbs.
No, you said I spoke for Boston.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go back there and actually be able to relax at some point, so I can't accept that title.
It's great seeing you. Congrats on your success.
Well, by the way, I got to give a shout out to a buddy of mine I just found out passed away literally 90 minutes ago, like one of the biggest, might be the biggest Patriots fans of all time. Wayne Previty, one of my great friends, rest in peace, hilarious comedian and an even better friend. Absolutely heartbroken about that. So he was such a Patriots fan. I was joking with a buddy of mine. I think he couldn't bear to see Tom Brady in a Buccaneers jersey. So maybe that's why he checked out. I don't know, but love you forever, brother.
Good seeing you, Billy. I appreciate you coming on after that. Emotional day for you, and I appreciate it, man.
No worries. Thank you.
Yep, Bill Burr. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.